Dana, what time is it? What time is it, Dana? Please tell these guys.
It's Tony time, bitch!
Surprise, surprise! The king is back!
The Eagle Nurmagomedov! The notorious Conor McGregor!
Yeah, he just keeps coming.
What is the best era of the Ultimate Fighting Championship? Have you ever wondered that question? What was the golden age when we were constantly watching all the fighting news? When we intentionally woke up early in the morning or just made time to watch the fights? When a fighter and his interaction both with other athletes and with us, the general public, caused a storm of emotions and giant interest? In today's video, we will try to answer this question by analyzing the trinity of lightweight division, represented by Conor McGregor, Khabib Nurmagomedov and Tony Ferguson. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video and leave a 4-word comment. Here we go! The start of the lightweight legendary trio was marked by Tony Ferguson's entry into the Ultimate Fighting Championship through his participation in the 13th season of The Ultimate Fighter.
Today's my birthday. My dad, my mom sent me something on my birthday. My little dream box. You know, inside this little box has my dream, you know? And I'll tell you what, every single day I wake up and I kiss it and I hold on to it tight. This is a dream come true.
At the end of that season, the young and hungry prospect broke into the Ultimate League, winning by vicious knockout in all fights offered. He got himself a 6-figure contract with the promotion and officially joined the UFC on June the 4th, 2011.
Tony, congratulations. You are the Ultimate Fighter. You win the 6-figure contract. And, oh man, insurance, buddy. Thank you so much. Congratulations. Look, Mom.
That same year, El Cucuy had 2 more fights, beating Aaron Riley and Yves Edwards. At the same time, Dagestani Eagle had 7 fights in less than a year, getting his record down to 16-0. As for the notorious Irishman, he was on a 5-fight winning streak with a 9-2 overall record and has re-entered the Cage Warriors with title aspirations.
Preparing for my previous opponent, so I don't really know much about this new opponent, so I'm just going to go in with an open mind and fight wherever the fight goes.
2012 began with Khabib Nurmagomedov's debut under the auspice of the Ultimate Championship. On January the 20th, at the UFC on FX tournament, the Eagle shared the octagon with the Iranian-born Kamal Shaloras and submitted him with a choke in the 2nd minute of the 3rd round.
Unbelievable. When we're going to Russia? No, this kid's impressive. We're going to go to Russia? No, not soon. It won't be soon, but we're working on it.
Khabib, so how are you feeling? Good, brother, great. Yesterday we fought. My left hand hurts a bit. I think I landed it, but it's okay, thank God. We're on our way. Caucasus isn't the only place where they know how to welcome. We got a good welcome here, too. Sam's close friend is taking us to New Jersey on his private jet. It's like in fairy tales. On February the 18th, Conor McGregor knocked out Steve O'Keefe in the 1st round, going into the title fight with Dave Hill.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Trust me on that. I'm ready. He's gonna know in there that it's another level for him. That's the way I see it. I see he's gonna know pretty early that he's in there with someone that he's not gonna be able to handle.
On May the 5th, Ferguson was going to return to the cage at the 3rd UFC on Fox event.
For his 4th UFC fight, is Ultimate Fighter Season 13 winner Tony El Cucuy Ferguson. Unbeaten inside the octagon, Ferguson's coming off a unanimous decision victory over Yves Edwards. Tonight, he faces off against Michael the Menace Johnson, a finalist on Season 12 of The Ultimate Fighter.
As you may recall, Tony lost by decision after 3 rounds. As it turned out, he broke his arm in the middle of the match, so he was out for a year and a half to recover. On June the 2nd, Notorious competed at Cage Warriors 47 and won in less than 2 rounds, becoming the local featherweight champion.
I'm on to a nice. I have a good fight ahead of me now, September 1st against an American, Jim Ayler. So just keep training, same as always. I'll train hard. This next one's now 6 weeks from tonight.
The Irishman did not manage to defend the title. He got injured and had to recover for several months. In the meantime, the Dagestanian performed on July the 7th at UFC 148, and at the end of 15 minutes, he had a difficult but unanimous decision win over Gleison Tibau.
I think that I felt that I did win this fight simply because I was always in control. I always had the cage control, dominant control at all times. You know, the opponent was backing up quite a bit. Didn't make this fight as interesting as it could have been otherwise. But I think that I definitely did very well. Also, I think that the opponent gained pretty good experience from this as well. You know, with a wrestler like myself.
When Notorious finally recovered, he received an unusual offer.
And my coach John then said to them, "What about the lightweight belt?"
The organization offered Conor to fight Ivan Buchinger, who was the CW champion in the lightweight division. On December the 31st, he stopped the Slovakian in one round and got the belt in 2 divisions simultaneously.
I feel good. I just seen it in my head. It's no surprise, you know. Visualized it. No matter what people say, people can put me in the round. People can throw bricks at me and call me every name under the sun. I still walk out there thinking I'm the Don Juan. You know what I mean? Thinking I'm the #1.
19 days later, Nurmagomedov returned to the octagon. He defeated another Brazilian, Thiago Tavares, by TKO in the first round. This is how 2013 began for these 3 legends. At the same time, the would-be international representative of Ireland contacted Dana White and discussed future plans. In the end, this led to the Conor's UFC debut in early April of 2013 against Marcus Brimage, who lasted only 67 seconds, after which the Notorious knocked him out cold.
Dana, 60 G's, baby!
On May the 25th, Khabib faced Abel Trujillo at UFC 160. The guys made a lot of fuss at the weigh-ins, but anyway, Dagestani set the record with 21 successful takedowns in the fight, winning in a confident and dominant manner.
It's back home in my homeland. Respect means a lot, and backstage I came up to him, I apologized to him for not making the weight, and I extended my hand to shake his hand, and he basically just kind of gave me a mean look and he walked away, he left me hanging. You know, back home it's a really big insult for us. So, and then also when I came up to the weigh-in, he kind of butted me with his hat.
3 months later, a hungry and energized Irishman was back in the game. At August 26th fight night, he fought a young blessed Max Holloway. McGregor won by decision, but torn his cruciate ligament in the middle of the fight and was out for 11 months.
That's it, you know, I was forced to change it up. I'm not, you know, the finish was there for me. I was more than capable of putting him away. And he's a tough guy. He took some shots on. I don't know, 3 rounds in the bag. That place was green out there.
On September the 21st, UFC 165 took place, where the Dagestani Eagle had his 5th fight in the UFC and 21st overall. He defeated Pat Healy by unanimous decision and decisively established himself in the weight division. As it happened, this event was the last one for him in 2013.
Here's the thing I love about this kid. This kid comes out and goes for it, man. He went in there against a bigger, stronger dude. I mean, if you look at how big Healy is for that weight division, he's huge. And he was getting hit with some big shots tonight. He can wrestle, he can punch, he's got good punching power too. Even against a bigger, stronger guy, he was hurting him in that fight. And then that slam, when he just scoops him up and slams him, you know, Matt Hughes style. That reminded me of the old Matt Hughes where he would run a guy across the octagon and slam him. Kid's exciting, he's talented, and I think tonight he showed everybody what he's got. We're probably going to do big things with this kid.
Finally, the long-awaited comeback was made by Tony Ferguson, who fought Mike Rio on October the 19th at UFC 166. He defeated him in less than 2 minutes and got the bonus for the best submission of the night.
It was huge. I needed to come out with a victory. I had more than enough time to prepare for this. Even when I was in a cast, my last fight broke my arm, and I had a lot of time to think. I had to switch my whole life around, and I had to make some decisions. I signed with the new management company, Paradigm Sports Management. I got referred to a different doctor, and I have a big, huge plate in my arm now, and you know, I didn't use it as a crutch. So when I went in there with a goal in mind, and I wanted to come out with the sub, so that's exactly what I did.
From that moment on, El Cucuy started a legendary winning streak that would last for the next 8 years. The notorious Irishman at that time was cleaning out the featherweight after his injury healed. Speaking of Khabib, he was doing his job until he faced a succession of setbacks caused by injuries and health problems caused by extreme weight cuts. A few similar incidents happened during the first time to set up a dream fight between the Eagle and the Mexican Butcher.
This guy just needs his first loss. It don't matter with the Twitter beef or whatever's going on, whatever he can say. More, I love it. Bring it. This guy's gonna get his first loss. That's all I know, and it's gonna become not by decision. He's gonna get finished. He's gonna get finished.
We'll see.
Dude, you have no conditioning. You're flat-footed, you have no rhythm, and you're one-dimensional. You get hurt by your team, man, we're gonna be surprised if we make it to the weigh-ins.
Blah, 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 blah.
No BS, just get there, all right?
I love this fight. We were preparing for Khabib Nurmagomedov, obviously. Put on some hefty pounds, got up to 201. Now about close, like I'm not gonna tell you exactly where I'm at, but we're really prepared for this guy. And in any fight, I never worry about what they're gonna do, I always worry about what I'm doing.
He called me, I don't understand why. He pulled out, he have to shut up now. But he talked too much, I asked him like May, June, something like this. But I training for this fight for a month. I cannot wait 2 more months because I have a lot of upset fans. I have to come back with somebody. And Tony cannot speak about me because when I'm injured, I say be quiet. You understand? UFC give him Edson Barboza, I am injured. I don't ask him, hey, please waiting for me because this is stupid. This is stupid. You know, when you pull out, you have to stay shut up.
Whoever signs up on the dotted line, these guys don't want to fight me, but they have no choice when I'm right there next to them. So we'll see who's next. Give me that title shot. Eddie Alvarez, I know you don't want to fight me. If you want an easy fight, go ahead and get Conor. But I'm right here at your front doorstep, and I'm ready to sign on the dotted line.
The Irishman's dominance in the featherweight division lasted until December 2015. In just a couple of years, he climbed to the top of his weight division and the sport as a whole. His 13-second victory over the King of Rio was a sensation in the fighting industry, making the Notorious a true superstar.
I'm happy to be here and I am happy to be representing my country on this stage. I am happy to be giving the UFC a $7.1 million gate because it is me who is giving them this gate, nobody else. Realistically, Dave here shouldn't even be up here. I should be on that podium. I should be standing right there. That should be my spot, and Dave, maybe you should sit here. Because it's me who's at the bringing all this. $7.1 million gate, highest numbers every time. We have superstars singing us into the octagon. Who do you think got that? Me.
Again, nobody can take that left-hand shot. But I tell you, he's powerful and he's fast. But precision beats power and timing beats speed. And that's what you saw there.
While Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov were desperately trying to get through the challenges to get the title shot, aside from attempts to fight each other, McGregor simply stated that he was intended to win his second UFC belt and went straight for the champ.
This man across from me has a title. He has nothing else but that. He is a free TV fighter. He has nothing else to offer me except that gold belt.
In fact, as you know, the Irishman's plans have shifted a bit for one simple reason: Nate Diaz.
Shut your fucking mouth, you'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. Not one of you will do nothing. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
While McGregor was battling against the son of Stockton, Khabib was firmly demanding his title shot. So did Ferguson. In their situation with the latter, UFC made it simple. They gave him the former title holder, Rafael dos Anjos. But they did something more interesting with Khabib. Dana made a good deal for him and even sent him a contract for the title shot against Eddie Alvarez. But at one point everything changed and Dagestani got Michael Johnson while Eddie was to fight Conor.
I hope you're very happy to see me. I hope.
I'm very happy to see you.
Eddie Alvarez and Conor McGregor, you promote this fight. UFC sent me 2 contracts and you never talk about this. Why?
You know why?
Why?
The answer is, as you know, you were used as a pawn in that game, and you know that's the truth. And I said that to you, and I said that to your management team, that you were being used.
How you know this if UFC never do this before? How you know this? You work with UFC. UFC block you.
There's a guy by the name of Frankie Edgar over there who could tell you a bit about history.
Block you, right?
No, they didn't.
No, you don't work with UFC no more, Fox, right?
Yeah, I don't work for them, right?
Oh, how you know this?
because I've been around this sport for a long time, and they do this to get guys to have leverage as a negotiation ploy. Look at Frankie Edgar over there. He's been waiting to fight Conor McGregor for 2 years, and he hasn't done so. So I knew what was going on.
But UFC don't send him contract.
In the end, all three of them won. Tony smashed the Brazilian, Khabib beat the crap out of Johnson, and McGregor knocked out Alvarez.
I've spent a lot of time, Joe, slating everybody in the company. Backstage, I'm starting fights off everybody. I've ridiculed everyone on the roster. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
This is true. This is not trash talking. Hey guys, Irish only 6 million, Russian 150 million. I wanna fight with your chicken because this is #1 easy fight in lightweight division.
Thus, having achieved all his goals, the Irishman went free and decided to conquer boxing, leaving the lightweight division in a state of limbo.
That's what makes this the biggest fight in combat sports history. You laugh, but I do. Listen, when you put two people anywhere, here, anywhere, and they start throwing punches, anything is possible. And
While dealing with Mayweather, Conor left the real contenders for the lightweight gold with nothing. UFC matchmakers had nothing else to do but try to push Ferguson and Nurmagomedov together for a temporary title once again.
So as far as Conor goes in the belt, dude, that dude is just so far out there. I hope he gets it in his head and comes back to the real top. This is where we're at. So this belt, I consider it the real belt, regardless if it's interim or not. If I hold it and I can feel it, and if it's fucking shiny as it's real enough for me.
Of course, I excited about this fight, you know, because I fight for the title with a tough opponent, you know, around the world. A lot of people are gonna watch this fight because this is truly a high-level fight in lightweight division. One of the greatest, I think, greatest matchup in lightweight division. And that's why, of course, I am very exciting, but same time I am enjoy about this because I'm here like 2 days before weigh-in, 3 days before fight. My weight is good, my shape is good, and this is what I want all my life. You know, couple days before, my dream is come true. Of course, I enjoy.
But the third attempt to arrange this match failed. Khabib was hospitalized due to extreme dehydration.
I thought it was a nightmare, man. Something worse than El Cucuy. It was just some shitty stuff that you had to go through. This happens in the fight game. No disrespect to the UFC or to Khabib. Everything happens for a reason. This is a fighter sport, man. So I want every single one of you to give love for the UFC and give love to Khabib. And I really want you guys to buy this pay-per-view because the rest of the fucking card is amazing!
Eventually, while the Irishman was counting the millions he made and the Eagle was recovering, the supremacy of the division went to El Cucuy. He shared the octagon with young and talented prospect Kevin Lee, who was going on a winning streak.
Of the world, Tony El Cucuy Ferguson! Whoa! Amazing! Where you at, McNuggets, you piece of I'm gonna kick your ass! You better come and defend that belt. Defend or vacate.
When Nurmagomedov returned, he got Edson Barbosa as an opponent. After passing the Brazilian easily, Khabib aimed for the title and UFC arranged the fight against Tony Ferguson for the 4th time.
Well, they offered me Conor. Conor didn't want to fight. So I want to fight people that actually want to sit there and fight. I'm not going to beg somebody to go there and fight. This is the real belt. I fought 10 fights. You guys all watched them. If not, you're casual. Go back. Go watch my fights, and you'll see exactly why I have this belt. I am the champ. Conor McNuggets is nothing. He's lost his sauce. And this is defender vacate. This is right here. I'm defending my belt. My belt, I'm defending.
Fans remember very well how the preparations for the fight ended up. The April UFC 223 tournament was one of the craziest of all time. First, it turned out that Tony got injured and withdrew from the fight.
I was calling people today and everybody thought it was an April Fool's joke, but unfortunately it's not. Tony Ferguson hurt himself. He tore his LCL, and apparently that's an injury that you don't need surgery on, but he actually tore it off the bone. He's going to need surgery.
Then Khabib caught Artem Lobov and slapped him in the face for calling him a pussy a few months ago. Then the Irishman suddenly entered the action. He attacked the bus with Khabib's team and other fighters. And for the sweet part, the opponent for Nurmagomedov was changed 2 more times.
No interim champ. When this fight is over, champion. One of these guys will be the champion. Yeah, so as soon as we found out that Holloway didn't make weight, and that he was medically unfit to continue to cut weight, you know, we started looking at the other guys on the card. Pettis, we jumped the gun too fast and said, you know, we were going to give Pettis the fight. Al, Iaquinta, and Felder were demanding the fight, going crazy, like wanted this fight badly, and I love that. And if you look at, you know, where Al is ranked and, you know, his last 5 fights, he made the most sense. The problem with Al was he was 155.2, which isn't fight. Well, that was with his underwear on. The commission literally weighed his underwear, and they were 0.2, so he made weight.
It was pure madness. In the end, Eagle defeated Al Iaquinta, becoming the undisputed lightweight champion.
First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. Without God, we cannot do nothing. Everything is nothing. You know, number one, believe on your one God. And I'm very sad about all my team here without my father. This everything because of my father. Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much, Father. Coach Javier, come here, brother. Coach, please come here. Coach Javier, I come 2012 here. You know, he teach me a lot of things. You know, mix my father and Javier is incredible mix for me.
While Tony was recovering, McGregor and Nurmagomedov's conflict was gaining more and more momentum. Finally, the UFC managed to do the impossible, to schedule the fight between these two at the October UFC 229 tournament.
No, I can't believe we're gonna fight, you know, because I really want this guy. Make him humble, a little bit teach him, and you know, not only smash, like change his face. You know, I want to change his face. Of course, with the face, I can change his mind too. You know, and this is what I want.
To everyone's surprise, although it is not too much to call it a shock, El Cucuy recovered abnormally fast. Moreover, he entered the card of the same event and got Anthony Showtime Pettis as an opponent.
Do you feel like there's any concern at all that maybe you rushed it just a touch?
Maybe you. Maybe you guys. But you're not me. I don't expect you guys to think like me because you're not me. I don't expect you guys to feel like me because you can't. All you guys do is sit there behind your cameras and you poke these questions at these guys, and really you guys need to be turning the questions around on you. Look at yourselves. Can you do it? You can do it now because I did it. Everybody's changing their game over at the PT offices and everywhere else because they see me do that shit in 4 months without anybody help. This is a rat race, but I'm no rat. I'm a turtle, Ninja Turtle. So which one's your favorite? I like Michelangelo.
Interest grew by leaps and bounds. The whole world was literally glued to their screens, updating news feeds and praying that nothing would be cancelled. The sincere hostility between Conor and Khabib, as well as the Mexican-American returning in record time after a bad injury, created an enormous boost in pay-per-view sales and attention from all over the world. This event, for the first time in history, crossed the borders of the fighting industry and affected almost every second person on the planet.
I came back for the love of this, to come and shut this man up. A little rat, a little weasel, a little hard man in groups, cowers away. And that's what you saw with that little shite on the bus over there. He his jocks after doing something to his own countryman that had nothing got to do with anything.
I'm come here for smash this guy.
Smash me, mate. Smash me. Yeah, smash me. You say send location. Here it is, right here in front of you. I'm right in front of you. Did you not see me outside the bus? No. Did you not see me right in front of you outside bus? I showed you my hands, no weapons. The first thing when I showed up at that bus, I showed not my hands to let it know I come here unarmed, no weapons. Step off the bus. You talk the big game, now I'm here. He done nothing. He sat and took a that bus, hid and cowered behind women and caused what happened to happen. So that's that.
It was something great. UFC never had so much attention from all over the world at once. Even now, I can't help but wonder what it would have been like if Tony sat at that press conference, probably something beyond belief.
First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah, God gave me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this, don't like this. Alhamdulillah. Tomorrow night, I'm gonna smash your boy, guys. I'm gonna smash your boy. And I wanna say thank you, all Irish fans, you know, all fans around the world. Because of you guys, this fight is happening. Thank you guys, and tomorrow night, inshallah, and still.
As for the tournament, no need to comment on that. It was chaos.
Good repping by Jason Herzog.
Big elbow.
I mean, Ferguson is just not.
He sliced up the left side of him as well now.
See, the thing about Ferguson is he loves the pain.
Final seconds of the round. Pettis covers up. Mixed martial arts.
In just 2 rounds, Tony Ferguson ripped Showtime apart and drowned him in his own blood. It was a bloody slaughter, and offended by the whole world, El Cucuy emerged victorious, receiving the Fight of the Year award.
Where you at, McNuggets, you piece of I'm gonna kick your ass! Khabib don't do it, I will! Son of a I'll give you a proper ass whooping any day.
See history, the king is back. Good defense by Conor so far. Look at this.
Oh! Massive right from Nurmagomedov! And a knee from McGregor. There's the tap! Still undisputed! Khabib Nurmagomedov!
Conor and Khabib, without exaggeration, went to war, which ended in chaos, mass brawl between the teams, and huge scandal. All the anxiety and mutual hatred burst into flames in the main event and gave the world the biggest tournament in the history of combat sports. Hardly ever will we be able to see something as legendary as this.
Here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is, this is what I believe. If I put this belt on you, everybody, not other people might get hurt.
You guys realize that, right? I've been the champ. I am the champ. You have these 2 knuckleheads over there making this sport look bad. So when I had that media scrum over there and I yelled at all you guys, don't be feeding that straight up. I am the champ. I don't have a belt up here. I don't need to have a belt up here and be the champ. So if you guys want to feed that, go ahead, put that in your pocket and take it with you. But what I'm doing here is cleaning up the sport. This is an Olympic level type of sport and it needs to be cleaned up.
Yeah, no, listen, being in there in the middle of this thing when it was going on, I felt that I have to start worrying about the fans and people that are inside the arena, media, the guys that are, you know, that are there watching the fight. And I felt that if we put the belt on him in the middle of the octagon, it was going to rain.
First of all, I want to say sorry to Athletic Commission, Nevada, sorry to Vegas. I know this is not my best side. You know, this is not my best side. You know, I'm human being.
Long after UFC 229, the world discussed everything that happened in the octagon and outside it. Khabib and Conor were disqualified for some time. Tony, remaining at the top, could not handle that properly, which caused mental issues for him.
I don't know. I can't think about Tony Ferguson right now. I just offered Tony Ferguson a fight. I offered him that fight. He turned it down for whatever reason. And listen, that guy has his reasons for not wanting to take the fight. So he was offered. He declined. We move on.
Only by June 2019, he managed to recover more or less. But this was no longer the same Ferguson we saw back in October 2018. At UFC 238, he defeated Donald Cerrone via doctor stoppage. And though it was another win, the 35-year-old El Cucuy visibly declined, though didn't lose his enthusiasm.
My fans know how I'm doing. They really do. My true fans, they know how I'm doing. You guys know how I'm doing. I grew up with half of you guys from The Ultimate Fighter. I mean, seriously, since 2011, putting my time here. I'm kind of old now. I mean, and it's funny to me because that I've continued to grow. And not only just that, I've seen the changes in this sport. I've seen it go from Spike, I've seen it go to Fox, to now ESPN, and it's just getting better. And the fighters stopped looking like NASCAR, you know, having all the stickers and everything out there, and they started looking cleaner, like boxers. And you start to have like people like step it up in their game, and it's I'm very proud to be a part of it, and I'm very thankful to have such a great fan base that cares about our well-being, because you know we're not animals, man. We're not out here cockfighting. We're actually athletes. We come from good backgrounds. We have families, and we put a lot of time and effort into this. So you know, thank you for everybody that really does care.
After his suspension ended, Nurmagomedov made an immediate comeback. In September of that year, he had the second title defense against Dustin Poirier in the main event of UFC 242. But in the middle of the third round, he choked Brilliant out.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Honestly, I don't know why I have so much everything in my life. Like, I don't know, maybe, like, I want to say thank you so much, God, first of all. Then I have father here, my father. I want to say thank you for my father. Come here, coach. I have my coach here, Javier Mendez. I have my brothers, everybody. Like, we're born together, you know, like, grew up. Like, everything what I have, like, I have because of my team, my father, my sparring partners, brothers, Islam, Zuba, everybody here.
The Irishman also decided to make a long-awaited comeback. In January 2020 at UFC 246, he stopped the Cowboy in just 40 seconds. Although he didn't look like he did in his earlier years, his victory still looked impressive.
I'm in shape. I don't believe I'm there yet though, you know, I just got work to do to get back to where I was. So I'm gonna party tonight, celebrate, spend time with my family, and then get back in the gym and train. And any one of these little mouthy fools can get it. Even that little fool at the desk, all of them, every single one of them can get a job, does not matter. I'm back and I'm ready. Look at that fool in his bleeding house coat, this stupid tick.
A highly anticipated fifth attempt to set up a fight between the Eagle and El Cucuy was all over the news headlines. That time it was going to happen in April 2020 at UFC 249.
Wait, hold on. You like beating on high school wrestlers that are preparing for state the week before? Hold on. And you like making homeless do push-ups in New York and making fun of them. I owe you 2 to the stomach and you owe me 20 push-ups, but I will do the push-ups with you when you lose.
It seemed like this was it. Nothing could stand in the way of this fight, but no, the pandemic interfered. Being in Aca in San Jose, we trained for 10 days, not knowing will we fight and not knowing where we will fight. What is the format of the fight, with spectators or without spectators? Generally, we had a lot of questions that we didn't have answers to. You probably vividly remember when we were all sitting at home in self-isolation and frantically waiting for news on this situation. How people in comments argued, shared their advice on the organization of the event. Time moved forward, and in the end, the match failed for the umpteenth time. The original plan was changed. The event was postponed until May, and the ruthless Justin Gaethje replaced the champion. On that very night of May the 9th, 2020, the world was divided into before and after. What sadness it was for Tony, who had spent 8 long years working his way to becoming the champion. He dreamed to share the octagon with Khabib, but every time something prevented them. But after his devastating loss to Highlight, all of his fans' dreams vanished in the blink of an eye.
It's been a long camp, I'll be real. We've been preparing since November. Obviously, the 18th didn't follow through with Khabib. Obviously, Justin was the only one that wanted to sign on the dotted line. Just a long camp, and then just, you know, not the weight cut had nothing to do with it. Justin's a tough I'll be real. We're prepared for Khabib, not too much of a striker. Happens, man. What can you do, man? But I would have much rather got finished instead of having somebody step in it. I was still inside of it, even though he stopped. I wish I would have I got finished.
That damage was critical for the 36-year-old Tony, and he went into instant decline. There was no longer even a shadow of the old El Cucuy. No matter what he did, no matter how he tried to fix the situation by replacing coaches and gyms, nothing worked anymore. At the same time, Khabib's life was not very good either. On the 3rd of July, it was announced that his father, the legendary trainer Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, died due to health problems caused by coronavirus. It was the hardest blow for Eagle in his career. In October, at UFC 254, he had his 3rd and final title defense against Justin Gaethje, stopping Highlight early in the 2nd round. At the end of the fight, Nurmagomedov announced that he was leaving the professional sport and ending his career.
First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. God gave me everything. Thank you for these guys with me. and with my father more than 20 years. All my team, aka with Coach Khav, I love him so much. All my team. Thank you. Today, I want to say, it was my last fight. And no way I'm gonna come here without my father. It was first time when, after what happened with my father, when UFC called me about Justin, I talked with my father, my mother, 3 days. She don't wanna I go fight without father, but I promise her it's gonna be my last fight. And if I give my word, I have to follow this.
And so an entire era passed. The era of domination, victories, tears, joys, hatred, incredible twists, fateful decisions, great confrontations, professional records, big scandals and attention. Ferguson went down, Nurmagomedov ended his career, and McGregor never regained his best form. In January 2021, he gave a rematch to Dustin Poirier and got knocked out in the middle of the second round. In July of the same year, he got a nasty leg injury in a fight against Brilliant, and it's not clear whether he is coming back at all. After all, he'll be 35 this year. It was a legendary time, inimitable. 3 of the greatest lightweights gave us great impressions, emotions, and stuck in our memory till the end of days. Words cannot describe all the gratitude we have for the time we live in. With this video, we want to say thank you for a great era. Thank you for everything.
He actually used Wing Chun in the fight with Pettis. He trapped his hand and hit him with an elbow once. And I remember watching it going like, holy shit, he just used Wing Chun inside the cage. Like, it works. The difference is that what Conor's been able to do, he's the first guy in the UFC that's been able to do that, that's had spectacular results. And also showed his real character in losing and then coming back and winning very quickly afterwards with the same guy, like the Nate Diaz fight.
You know, it's like part of me doesn't want him to come back because I just love the fact that a guy escaped with 29-0.
Yeah.
It's a pretty impressive record, you know, and fought everybody. Fought everybody. Mauled everybody. Got to the top. Fought the best guys. Fought you. Fought Justin. You know, silenced Conor. Just did the thing, you know, got out.